All right, you guys, podcast time. We got the equipment and the perfect business plan. Give our show away for free and tell no one how to find it. Ready?
Welcome to another episode of the Brand X Podcast. My name is John. Alongside me, my co-host Deuce.
Come and stop, bitches.
And Joe.
Tally ho.
And we have a jam-packed show for you tonight.
Oh, goody.
Or whenever you're listening to this.
Right.
Because we, the collective we, wrote lyrics for the song Techno Boy. So normally when we do this, it is just the little snippet of Techno Boy. But what we did was I started, I guess it was yesterday. I said, boy, you know, if I wrote a song lyrics as a parody for Techno Boy to Iron Man, what would that be like? And I just started with like can I write one verse? And I started writing one verse, and then I wrote another, and then it was like 12 o'clock and I couldn't sleep, and it was like 2:30 in the morning. And finally I said, you know what? I'm just going to
creative juices were flowing.
Yeah. So I said, I put it in we have a little Facebook secret group that me, Joe, and Deuce hang out. And
it's a secret.
It's a secret group. And we hang out there, and I put the lyrics and I said, hey guys, this is what I got. This is what I want to do. Help me out. So about 3:30, I finally fall asleep. I forget what time I woke up this morning. And I look over. Sure enough, they jumped in there like busy beavers. And they were making up lyrics and straightening things out. So I have a recorded version, but I also have the karaoke version and the lyrics where I could try to sing it live.
I'm glad you said you could.
I can try to sing it live.
Yeah, you can do
because
that.
I can't carry a tune in a bag, and I know my limitations. I'm not doing that.
Well, you know, like I said, I have the only good thing about this mixer is I can do this and have a little bit of background, you know, a little echo, a little reverb, and it actually makes my voice sound a smidgen better.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. So anyhow, I can either play the version that we have, or I can try to sing it live. I don't know. We'll leave it up to anybody listening, see what happens.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, you know, people want to see you choke.
That's true. Yeah. It could be funny me trying to.
It's always a scream when you choke.
That is true, too. Anyhow, busy week. An hour before Deuce got here, I tried to take two mixers and hook them together. I had all three of my mixers across the table, cables everywhere, and I needed 2 quarter-inch to quarter-inch cables to be able to run my one mixer into my other mixer, and I didn't have them. So then I had to take everything back, put everything away, get everything straightened out again. And like I said before, I hate this mixer, but for right now, it's all we got until I can do something with the other one.
Well, that should be one of the lyrics.
You're right. I guess. Yeah, I guess.
We can change this song as we go along. And,
we could add verses to it. It could be the Inagata Davida of podcast songs. So anyhow,
anywho,
we are in the Philadelphia area. One of the first championship teams. Well, I was here I was like 13 and 14 when the Flyers won the Stanley Cup, but I was really into baseball. And when the 1980 Phillies won the World Series, that was, to me, that was like one of the greatest things. It was amazing. And part of that was Pete Rose. Well, everybody knows what happened to Pete Rose. He between the stripes, between the first base and the third base line, the guy was unstoppable. As soon as he crossed over the line, he's like one of the most reprehensible human beings that you've ever. I mean, he bets on. He's dumb as a rock, to be quite honest with you. He bets on baseball. Okay,
he always bet in favor of his team.
Well, he was managing the team.
Yeah.
so that's number one. Then he goes on a radio show and says, oh, yeah, I sign all these cards and these baseball bats and everything. And, you know, that's like free money. You don't even have to pay taxes on it. Well, the IRS had something to say about that.
Yes, you do.
You have to pay taxes on that. So the latest, he was just getting back in baseball. The Phillies were having he was supposed to be this weekend. It was the Wall of Fame. He was going to be honored in Philadelphia. They had a roast for him. They had all this stuff planned. And a story breaks that this muttonhead was having sex in the 1970s with a 16-year-old girl because the age of consent in Cincinnati or in Ohio, way to go, Ohio, was 16 years old. Now, Pete Rose was in his early 30s, married, 2 kids. And from the radio interview, from what I understand, they were shipping these girls down to Florida so he could be with them down for spring training and all that. But if that
had a trade going, huh?
But if that comes out, somebody's in big trouble because that's highly illegal. So I'm thinking to myself, God, every time you think that Pete is out of the woods, he does something even stupid or something else breaks out. And then here's the other thing, too. He has no PR people because he's like, oh, yeah, well, it was legal. That's legal. And it was only in Cincinnati. Dude, shut up. Shut your mouth.
You're not helping yourself.
You're not. So I don't see how he could ever come back from this now. I mean, to be quite honest with you, after I heard this, I just threw my hands up in the air. I was like, okay, what else? What else could he do that could be possibly worse? Or does he even have to? Just a reprehensible human being.
Who said that?
I just said it.
Okay. All right. It sounds like you're imitating somebody.
Well, it's the old, the old people. They always say, that's the most reprehensible thing I've ever seen.
You sound like one of those crusty old school journalists.
That's what I was trying to be, like an old sports journalist, would smoke cigars, drinks beer, one of those guys. Does the scoring, has the box.
Yeah. Where does it say in this article that they were shipping girls to Florida?
It was in a radio interview that they said this. This was that came out. Mm-hmm. So I don't know that allegedly.
Yeah, I'm reading the story here. I didn't see that.
So we'll see what happens. This is just the start of this story.
Oh, I see a sentence here. He had Bertolini running young women down in Florida for his, but he says young women. It doesn't say whether they were underage or not.
I understand. Yeah. This is the very beginning of the story.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the problem. There's going to be a plethora of young women, or
it'll be like Bill Cosby,
coming out of the woodwork.
There's going to be like 5,000 women are going to be.
Suddenly, there's 20,000 women who went to Florida when Pete Rose.
Yeah, and they were all like 16, 15.
He's going to break Will Chamberlain's record now of 10,000.
10,000 women.
So.
Oh, he has 4,000 hits.
Yeah.
And 10,000 women.
Well, he is the hit king.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Still is.
Charlie Hustle.
So I was talking to the Jimmy yesterday, and I swear the Jimmy show would be the best show because he calls me up and he has all these crazy ideas. This, by far, was the craziest.
But wouldn't the Jimmy show?
What, you would have to have a theme song, so it would be.
It's the Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy, what do you do? What do you do?
Yeah, but then once you're done the theme song,
Jimmy,
it's like.
What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
Go ahead. Yeah. But you have to turn the music off. Oh, hi everyone. This is the Jimmy.
Yeah, but see, on the phone,
for like an hour.
On the phone, he's not that way.
Yeah.
So he calls me.
You got to secretly record the Jimmy and put him on the show.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. That's not really
because it'll wind up like a Pete Rose situation,
right? So the latest one was that he wants to go and pretend he's gay. He wants to start designing women's clothing not because he's into women's fashion. No,
because what he wants to see women in.
Yes, but not because he wants to see them look good. Men wear suits and cummerbunds, and we're always uncomfortable when we have to be out in formal settings. That Jimmy says, that's it. I want women to be as uncomfortable as we are because it's not fair. And I'm going to straighten this out.
Just to play devil's advocate here.
Right.
Women that are in bridal parties, when they have to get the gown and everything, they say those things are excruciating to wear. That's why they have to be fitted like numerous times.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I don't know what he's watching or what he sees going on, but they're stuffing themselves in the girdles. They're taking and waxing their hoo-has. They're waxing their armpits. I mean, it's a constant thing. Their eyebrows, all that nonsense. You couldn't pay me to be a woman.
Not to mention that the guys get off easy. We only need to rent a tux.
Yeah.
They got to buy it. Yeah. You can't rent a gown.
But I was thinking he does all that to his car.
Does what? Wait a
waxing.
minute. Oh.
It's a labor of love.
No, that's a different type of waxing.
I know.
The car
I
doesn't
just-
scream when he wipes off the wax.
Wax
I just
on?
wanted this
Wax
from you.
off.
I just wanted
No,
to
I
see
hear
that
you.
look on your face.
Yeah,
for
well,
a
yeah,
second.
you got me
A
because
look
I
of
was like,
befuddlement.
it's that one part of the show where Joe says something. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? So going back to the Jimmy, he wants to start designing clothes that were from the 1890s to like the 1910s before the 1920s.
So he wants like heavy duty corsets
Sits.
and the granny boots with the
Bustles.
laces up the sides.
But he
and-
wants the boobs, the top of the like he wants.
Oh,
Top,
yeah.
he wants the top of the boobs still out.
oh, okay.
Well, that's good.
All right. So I said to him, "Why do you have
A
to be?"
bustier he
Right.
wants.
I said, "Why do you have to be gay to be a designer?" of
Yeah, why
women's
does that have to go in that
Yeah,
direction?
why? Well, all of a sudden, like Jimmy, why? Because I have a theory about sexuality, whether you're a man or a female. I always say that it's on a scale, okay, where some people are very homosexual, like they couldn't even think about being with a member of the opposite sex.
Frisco.
Yeah.
Hello, Frisco. Then some people, I would include myself in these, that are very heterosexual, who couldn't even think about being with a man.
But you will take on a goat.
That's that was taken out of context. We were talking about terrorists. And then anyhow. So, and then there's people in the middle where they're like, I could suck a dick. I could lick a
I don't know
badge."
about that.
I'm telling you, it's like, and some people they slide back and forth. So I started to question Jimmy's sexuality, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm straight. I'll tell you right now. I see two men kissing, and I want to throw up." I said, "Okay, you say that, but then you say that you want to pretend that you're gay. Well, the gay guys, they get the women.
Well,
That's where you're.
well, in Jimmy's defense, if you were going to be a clothes designer, if you're going to have any street cred, you would have to pretend to be gay, just like Norm Peterson in that episode of Cheers pretended to be gay when he was the interior designer.
Yeah.
All right,
so-
but I think that was how many years ago? That was in the 80s, right? Cheers was in the 80s, or was it the 90s? Somewhere 80s.
Well, it ran
90s.
11 seasons. So.
Okay. All right. I think we've come a long way now, to be quite honest with you.
Like
Yeah.
Virginia Slims. We've
Sure.
come a long way, baby.
Well,
Sure.
to me, if you got to pretend to be gay to get some credibility, that tells me that you're endorsing the stereotype or the people who are supposedly
Trust me, there was all kinds of flaws in this logic.
Mhm.
I mean, I just kept, and
You were just humoring the Jimmy, is what you're
well,
saying.
no, I was debating.
Just to keep him talking. I mean,
Yeah, kind of,
you
sort of.
were humoring him.
Right. So I always wanted to bring him like on the show so we could have this debate in person. But you know what happens when he gets here? He never finishes a
clams
sentence.
right up.
And he clams up because but on the phone, it's when you have that, it's just me and him. If I could get that show,
Mhm.
that would be the funniest show. The other day he calls me up and says, "You'll be so proud of me. I apologize to somebody." I'm like, "Yay, you're a big boy now."
Like Genghis would say.
Genghis.
Right. So it kind of got me back to the point of that story. We were always going to do this story, but we never did it. And it's where straight men, have the same physical response to gay men kissing as they do to a bucket of maggots. And here's the thing.
What would you get? A bucket of maggots?
Well, I'm sure if you put
If you walk into a store like, yes,
I'm
a
sure-
bucket of maggots, please.
I think there's probably a lab somewhere that does have a bucket
I think
of
all you do
maggots.
is you get a bunch of chicken parts, you leave them out in the hot sun for a
Oh
little
yeah.
while.
Yeah, you'll get
Pretty
maggots.
soon,
You'll have a bucket of
maggots. So
Or just go to Diane's car after the great chicken cutlet debacle. So,
well, I have a little debacle myself because we'll get into that in a second.
Mm.
So my thing is that I feel that you can be heterosexual and have that same reaction, but be okay with the lifestyle of a homosexual or a homosexual man or woman or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, in other words, it's not my cup of tea, but if you want to take balls to the chin, have at it. Okay, I'm all for it. Knock yourself out. I don't care.
maybe take a ball somewhere
It
else.
never
too.
bothered me.
Either
I mean,
or.
if it was just like a
I
pet
can't-
thing,
I can't
But the
watch
whole-
it.
I can't even watch
You're
straight
not
couples sitting
supposed
there
to
like
watch that.
making out on a street corner. It's like, all right, come on, right? Is this for my
That
benefit?
bothers you?
Yeah.
Eh,
What?
It does. I'm just
couple,
saying.
Any couple just making out. I mean, just carrying on about it. Like get a room kind of a thing.
What about two hot chicks?
I wouldn't even be cool with that. I'd say, hey, look, I'd be like, okay, look, we want to do this. What's that?
We always
Somebody-
think that we're going to be the.
the male psychology.
Right,
Okay,
we always think that
how do I work this out?
That
so
is how the room quieted down. Like,
we want to be the meat between that sandwich
just
right
just
Yeah,
being.
but see, that's a whole different dynamic because I know women who don't like watching two men kiss either.
there. Really?
Men, what's that? Yeah,
Okay.
I know a lot of women who just can't stand that. Just that's like
Okay.
but they're perfectly comfortable. If these two women are breaking out, that's like fine too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sound effect, but it just happened to work.
It's like, look at Deuce up on the soundboard already. Nice and early.
I'm dicking around on the sound. Whoops! Didn't mean that to happen.
Boy.
But
Well,
yeah, so to me, I feel that you can be totally heterosexual. All right. I don't need to know that, I don't need to know what the lifestyle is to
Yeah.
support it.
right.
I don't have to accept it.
Uh-huh.
This leads me to the story which I saw where over in England, a transgender woman, a dude,
Transgender woman.
had a baby. And she's like, see, men can have babies.
No.
I'm like, no, you can't. Where did it come out of? Where did that baby come out of? Oh, and she's like, well, me and my gay boyfriend. Guess what? Got news for you. The boyfriend's not gay. He's banging a woman.
He's slamming the ham.
Right. He's giving whatever her name is, the high hard one. And guess what? They slipped one past the goalie, or they tried to, or whatever. And then he
It.
had a baby. So now, I'm not going to lie. She has a beard, and she kind of looks like a guy. But when you have when you're pregnant,
If you push one out, you're the JJ.
right?
You're not a dude.
But here's the problem: she had the milk wagons removed.
Still a chick
Still a chick.
at the genetic level.
And
what's
now the
what's the
ba-
chromosomes read?
You
That's
got
where I
two
go.
XX. You're
Yeah,
a chick.
Yeah,
I
I don't-
agree with you. I agree
To
with
me,
you.
you're one of four things.
What?
4.
Well, yeah,
Okay, let's hear this.
straight male,
Right?
gay male,
Oh, okay.
straight female, gay female.
there
To
you
me,
go.
there is none of this.
But when you
Ah,
get down to sexes, there's only two.
yeah, right,
Not
right. There's-
67
yeah,
of them like
there's-
somebody's.
Yeah, right. There's none of this
Trying this.
non-binary gender. None of that's all psychological bullshit.
Nonsense.
That's an invention.
Right.
And it came from a college professor or many college professors. It's just something they put together.
At a symposium.
Yeah, they can, hey, let's come up with, and they confuse it. They use it to confuse the shit out of kids so that they're all fucked up and they kind of like fall into that big camp they have. Or, it's like the professors came in here.
Right. So
Am I making myself like understandable?
no, you are. I got it. I mean, I'm with you. I'm trying to find the story here now. Here it is. And of course, I thought I pulled this up, but I didn't.
Now, see?
That's because I was too busy.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who gave birth is named Tristan. The partner, Biff,
Biff.
Biff.
is
From like Back to the Future. Now, Biff. I told you to put a couple of coats of wax on there.
I'm not making this up.
Biff.
So Biff's banging Tristan, and they have
Tristan,
a baby.
you were right.
Tristan. So it's a baby boy. Now, this kid's growing up. Oh, I don't, how confused?
He's
Can
going to
this-
be messed up. It's going to screw him up.
I guess, or maybe he'll be more tolerant of it. I don't know.
No, he's going to be screwed up.
You think so?
Because first of all, what we consider tolerance is not what they would consider tolerance. To them, just it's anything goes. And if you're not fine with that, you're a bigoted, whatever. You're just you're no good and all that. However, when they don't like something, it's a different story. The tolerance seems to work one way in that world. Whereas to me, the whole idea of tolerance to me is like, hey, look, you just put up with it for now. But everybody has their point. You know what I mean? After a point, you get, there's no more tolerance. You got to
Right. Well,
draw the line.
they're saying right now is that guys are fed up with women, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, they are.
Not me.
I saw.
Not
well,
you.
I'm not. No, not me, man.
But they're saying, listen, if you're going to the porn's very accessible now. And, I hear the Chinese are making the sex bot.
sex robots are really coming.
They're
along.
coming along.
Oh,
pretty
you just
soon.
can't wait for that.
Listen, it's already passed me by. It's not a big deal for me,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. So, and then, but they said, well, then women are going to be kind of obsolete. And I say that'll never happen.
Men will be obsolete before women.
Yeah, I believe that because first of all, who's going to make the sandwiches, right?
This is
Who's going to make the sandwiches? Who's going to do the wash?
Jackass.
Jackass. Actually, Jackass does do the wash here. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Got me on that one.
Hey, look at it this way.
Screw you and your logic.
I'm like, I should be the ultimate dream man for women because I do it all. But yet somehow it's just not, it didn't happen.
But would you continue to do it all if you were in a relationship with a woman?
I would still do
Or would you
quite a bit.
expect her to do the wash?
Well, I expect her to clean up after herself.
Expect her to clean the bathroom, do the wash?
I would share the
Cook.
label there. It's 50-50 in that point. But I mean,
Well, look at you. You are a catch.
But I mean, what the hell?
And yet, strangely, here he
Yeah, right. Wow.
Strangely single.
Yeah. No, not strangely. It's not.
It's by choice.
Yeah. It's not really like a.
I'm going to go with the George Costanza thing. It's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
And that goes for the both of you.
Right.
Well,
No, it's more like I see what's going on out there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm cool. I'm
it
good.
is the dumbest
I'm all right.
contract a man could sign. It is the dumbest contract.
I
a
think
man
the
could
way
sign.
it works. I think the way it is nowadays, it's just so. It's so
Well, because
screwed
it's
up
so easy to get out of it now.
Yeah. Well,
And
they turn it into something that it's really not.
That's
Yeah.
true too. I think that if you find somebody that you could communicate with, it can be a wonderful thing. And you have somebody that you can trust and talk to, it's a wonderful thing. Trying to find that person, it's like trying to hit the lottery. Speaking of money, I have a ruling, a qualification on the money from Canada. My friend Mark Des Cotes,
Mhm.
he has the Resourceful Designer Podcast. He
Okay.
lives in Canada. And he sent us he sent me a little message. He says, John, I'm listening to this week's Brand X podcast. You are correct about the Canadian dollar. Our $1 coin is referred to as a loonie because it has an image of a loon stamped on it. When the $2 coin was introduced a few years later with an image of a bear, some people thought it would end up being called a bareback.
Okay, so it's like a nickname, in other words, the loony.
Okay. But the term toonie took hold, and that's what they refer to now. So you can either
toonie
have
and
a
a loony.
$1 coin, a loonie, or a toonie.
Okay, Brian's online, so maybe he could help us out with this.
Right. Well, what do you now? You don't think Mark knows what he's doing? He's a Canadian.
Hey, look, Canada's like a
Canada.
Canadians.
Yeah, there we go.
Canadians.
I
are a
got
big
my
place.
shit together, don't I? But it's a vast,
But do you
coast to
think that
coast.
the
I think-
people, some
I
people
think
in
the
the middle,
dialect changes from one coast to the other.
you think?
Well,
the
it's like a
people in the-
nickname, like we call like a 10 is a soulback,
a C note,
Yeah.
5 is a fin.
a fin. Yeah. there
Well,
you
a
go.
C note is 100.
But what he
A
did
20 is
say,
a double soulback.
he said that Deuce is also correct that we refer to our currency as a dollar, just like you do in the USA. So we were both right.
They stopped making, Canada has their shit together. They stopped making paper dollars like a long time ago
That would be great. We do it here.
because they wear out so fast. They
And-
save so much money not having to print dollar bills.
what they did was here, they made those stupid Susan B. Anthony coins.
Well, that
That
was the
looked like-
first thing they did. They looked like quarters.
Yeah, they look like quarters, which was ridiculous because now I would go with a dollar coin instead and then go with the $5 bill.
Mhm.
But they got to make them the same size. As
Someone
almost a
has to
quarter.
get edged off, though.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you're not going to displace. I personally would not want Washington displaced off the money, nor Lincoln.
No, I wouldn't either.
I would well, they already bumped Andrew
Well,
Jackson off the 20.
Jackson was a prick. He needed
Yeah.
to go.
Harriet Tubman is going on the 20.
Who's on the 20 now?
Jackson.
Oh, they're changing?
Oh yeah, Harriet Tubman is
Who's that?
it's ironic because she was
Oh, you're in trouble.
she was a
Oh, Harriet. I thought you said Harry.
Harriet. Yeah, you don't know your history.
Well, I don't know Harriet
Harriet's
Tubman.
brother, Harry.
Yeah, like
The
they're never-
little known Harry Tubman.
yeah. I mean, they stopped making the $2 bill during the last Depression. So much for Jefferson.
Wait a minute. They still made. I remember they brought the $2 bill back for a little while.
After the 2009 recession, they killed it. I mean, they're still in circulation, but
Well,
they're not
right.
printing any new ones.
That's true. Okay, that I know.
I got a shitload of those.
$2 bills?
Yeah, I got like $600 worth of them.
Really? Why would you
Whenever
keep
they
that
came in, I always thought they were cool because of
Okay.
my nickname. No, I just always thought that they were cool.
Okay.
I got old $2 bills from the 50s with Monticello on the back.
Okay.
Well, every time a $2 bill would come in my store, I would just pull them, and they were always like in pristine shape. So I just, a couple of months ago, I was like, wonder how many of these I have. I was in the safe, and I was just counting them up, and I got like $600 in $2 bills. So that's like 1,200 bills. No, that's 300. My bad.
Oh,
That's
whoa.
300 bills. Yes, I got 300 plus $2 bills.
Nice.
So if I go to a strip club, I'll be very popular.
Sure.
Yeah, I think the girls want
Because that's all they were dispensing for a while. They're in strip clubs.
Brian says check the serial numbers on them. Some of them are worth major
They're
coin.
What, $2 bills?
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of them are worth a lot of money.
I would imagine the 76 series are worth more.
I don't know.
Nobody wanted them for the longest time. They only printed them in 2 sets. I see you're exasperated. You didn't push record, did you? You're so fucked up.
What do we have to do?
I got to give it to somebody else. I got to give this job to somebody. It's
I have to put
obvious.
that in front of Joe.
It's obvious that I can't fucking do this.
The mighty techno bully.
I got
Is
we're
unable
putting
to-
stuff out and all. Hit the record button. Hit record. For the love of thank God we do this on Facebook.
It's like us now. This is apropos.
Now it is. I look over and the thing's flashing. I'm like, do I
Stupid.
do I just push it and hope nobody notices, or do I bring attention to it?
Oh boy.
Oh, for the love of God.
Hmm.
So anyhow, thanks, Mark, for that
Yeah, thank you.
clarification, and that we're both
That's
right.
what you need on that thing.
The warning light.
I guess we do. I don't know what else to do.
You know what it needs? You know those the strobe type blinkers?
Dude,
If that doesn't get your attention, I don't know what
it's flashing.
And we'll hook up a dry ice machine to it.
How far away is that from my face?
it's right
2 feet?
there, yeah.
And it's flashing red.
Oh.
So there's an hour and a half download time in John's future as the Facebook live feed comes in.
Oh,
Well, the problem with the Facebook, okay. So let me go back to my techno bully thing again. So my issue was, and I this might not even make the show, but okay. So my issue is that I really do care. That's okay. I really do care about the quality of the show.
Mhm.
All right. I really want it to sound like a radio show.
Mhm.
The problem with Facebook Live is the audio, when it comes out of our mixer and goes in here.
Oh,
does-
it's super hot.
It's mono, right?
yeah, well, no, actually, I don't even know. That's not the point. It's not as good. It's not as clear. It's not as crisp. Now, I do what I can through processing it and everything. And my issue is that I take a lot of pride. Look, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm thinking up stupid parody lyrics. And then today I'm tearing the studio apart trying to hook 2 mixers together. And, so I take a lot of pride in what we do here. Now, is it just because I really care about the product that we put out? I want it to sound good. I want it to be entertaining. I want people when they listen to, to get a laugh, to kind of get away from reality, to chuckle, to make them think, make them, our humor is a little bit dark. My humor is a little bit darker than most. I'm not going to include you guys in on this. So
What's this wee shit?
exactly.
Wee.
So when I go off on my soapbox and everything about, different shows and stuff like that, because it's not really that hard, but for some reason, I can't seem to push this stupid button. And I have 3 times I was going to push the button. 3 times I was going to push the button. Oh no, let me tweet. Let me do this. Let me do that. And it just drives me. Press record. Emily just says, new merch idea. Shirt says, press record, John. And have Deuce wear it. That is brilliant.
That is brilliant.
Emily, that is
very good.
fantastic.
Yeah. Now, see, that's helpful.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
Press
That's
record,
why we
John.
need a live audience. That is exactly.
So obvious,
Yeah.
yet we all missed it.
Again,
Emily came up with the solution.
right. We need a T-shirt. You're in your 3 Is Comedy T-shirt,
That's right.
right?
That's because I can't wear it tomorrow because I'm working. Tomorrow's the first Saturday of the month.
Oh, so you have to wear it tonight.
Right.
I got you. All right.
So it's first Saturday of the month eve.
Right. Oh, hey, how about Jason from 3 Is Comedy? He was doing stand-up. He wore his Brand X
Yeah.
shirt up on stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
And he was taking pictures of, and it was on Facebook and everything. So, Jason, thank you very much. That was very cool. Really appreciate it. You could have been wearing your own shirt, actually advertising your own podcast, and you put ours on.
Yeah.
I was taken back and humbled. Thank you very much.
By the way, that's a back.
What did I say?
Taken back.
You always say taken back. It's a back.
I was taken
You were
aback.
refunded.
Right, so I can get this right. I was taken aback
All right, so he's going to cut out that. And you have to go back into the past 60 episodes.
I'm not going to do that.
You got a lot of overtime in your future.
Brian says, Techno does not set an alarm to reminder. I'm sitting
There's
here.
an idea.
Oh, we're going to do it 7:30. I'm like, okay, let's get Facebook, this, that. I don't know.
You even paused at the last minute to send a tweet out.
Right. And then I was going to
Which you never do, but you didn't push record.
But I didn't push record. And I don't know. I mean, set an alarm. It's flashing a foot in front of my face.
Maybe you got to suspend that from that chain from the
It's
light bulb.
This
chain.
is 3 weeks in a row.
Three? You're being kind.
This has been a lot of weeks in a row.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, since we got some people in here, I want to ask you a question because we're going to, that's another thing that's great about the Facebook. None of this stuff is in the actual episode. And the actual episode sounds better than the Facebook episode.
Well, sure, this is the raw feed.
Yeah,
As
that's right.
Yeah, because I process everything and I take out all the ums and stupid shit that I say and stuff like that. But so we're going to take a little break, play a little promo for the Hush Your Face Network. When we come back, shall we play the Techno Bully recorded version or shall I do it live?
I thought you were going to ask a question.
That's the question.
I know. Shaking his head in disgust.
You're asking our listeners, right?
You're like a broken railroad tie. You derail everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's the Techno bully.
My work here is done.
It's unbelievable. Brian already wants to see me do it live.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone wants to see you fail.
That's true.
I'd like to see you do it live.
Okay. I can do it live. We will do it live. Do it live! Like Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Oh, when he was on Current Affair or whatever that show was.
Right. Oh, it's before. I think it was. Yeah, Current Affair. All right. Here we go. Going live. I already fucked it up. Why didn't I? Damn it. Shh. Stop it. All right, here we go. Do it one more time. Why didn't that play? Okay.
Did you get the spinning beach ball of death?
Now. Try one more time.
I'll cue when you're supposed to hit.
No, I know when I'm supposed to hit. I can see it.
No, he's too stoned.
Stoned. Sit down. Everybody sit down.
You.
Stop moving around. Got too much going on here. Very kind, soul and brain are intertwined. He will lose his mind when his iPhone he can't find. Now, from time to time, Techno Bully sure does whine. Knowledge makes him brave when on Twitter misbehaves. Isn't queer, maybe fuck goats in the rear. Just a grumpy man, waiting for sex spots is his plan. Nobody wants him, He's just mad at the world. Editing podcasts. See his fury unfurl. When he's feeling good, Jimmy calls and ruins his mood. Needs help with an app. That's when his patience snaps. Nobody wants him when he's on his soapbox. Nobody sees him. He lives in the boondocks.
Oh, what are you doing?
I was trying to fade it down.
Oh, I wanted to get the
'Cause I-
jam in.
Yeah, that was better than the recorded version. you
Was it
did.
really?
Yeah,
pretty good.
that was
See,
pretty
I
good.
step up when it's time to be live. I step up.
Well, yeah, did a couple of run-throughs too, so that helps.
That's true.
No, that was a lot better than the recorded version.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you can shit can the recorded version and make that the recorded version now.
All right. I can do that.
Yeah, you found your rhythm with that one.
Hey, look, only one screw up. And that was because I pressed the button for. And it wasn't playing. All right, there we go.
That's the magic of
Let me hear
doing
that
shit
again.
live.
Hear what? This?
Yeah. Is that coming? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It sounded like it was coming in mono. I was like, oh, man, I got to hear, my little creation. I got to hear it in stereo.
So there you go. Techno Bully is a full-length song now. and listen, guys, I'll tell you what, you did fantastic. I had a couple lyrics there. You guys punched it up and made it a lot better. It was really good.
I wanted mine in there.
You know
It
what?
was in there.
No, the other one.
Which one was that?
Androids will not do. If you have one, he'll shoot you.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know that one. That was pretty good.
Well, you
I
know
would have
what?
put that
There
one
is
in
one
there. I
more.
would've-
There's one more verse. So we have one more. We'll have to make one more verse, and we can always do it.
Yeah.
And then
This song can evolve over time. We
Well,
can
that is
change it and
true.
play it again.
it is true. But I really do want to take this and send it to Jerry Lee Watkins and see if he can do it better.
Oh, I'm sure he could.
Of course he can.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it was pretty. And what's the other one you wanted to do?
Bitter Asian man.
Where's the lyrics for that?
A man was hospitalized after drinking a shot of vodka infused with the hottest type of chili in the world. Satan's Shot vodka, which is soaked in Carolina Reaper chilies before being bottled, was poured to drinkers at the White Hart pub in Godalming, Surrey. I guess-
England.
Okay, I was going to say it was
Yeah.
Surrey. A bottle of the spirit had been purchased earlier that day by one of the group at Guildford Cheese and Chili Festival. The drink's label warned Satan's Shot, triple distilled, 100% pure grain vodka, infused by the Chili Pepper Company for 3 weeks with the world's hottest chili, the Carolina Reaper.
Okay, hang on a second there. Stop right there. Why? That's my first question.
Why not?
Because
Why not?
you ever drink 100%, 100 proof vodka? It burns. That burns.
No, that's 100 proof is 50% alcohol.
Yeah, this is what.
But this says
is
100%. So does
100
that mean it's
proof.
200
Yeah, that's what I'm
proof?
wondering. 200
It's
proof.
It's triple distilled, 100% pure grain vodka.
Right, but I don't know if that's the proof or if that's the percentage of alcohol.
Okay,
That makes a difference.
that does make a big difference. Now they take that and they get this chili Reaper, Carolina Reaper pepper, and they soak this thing in it for 3 weeks. Now you put a story up on Facebook I saw where a guy had to eat a Carolina Reaper pepper and hold it down for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
He took a bet.
He did it.
He did it.
He's
but
a
I'll
better
tell-
man than I am. I would have died.
I'm telling you, it was the most. It was painful watching him try that because he couldn't take any water, and they're like, "Don't do it." You
He
only got-"
almost
you don't want
crumbled a couple of times.
Water ain't going to help you anyway.
No, it doesn't do anything. So you need milk or something like that to get rid of the.
Alcohol, too.
Yeah,
like beer or
beer.
wine, it'll like
Right,
nullify it.
so you see that. And then there's another one where you have these two girls. Actually, they're from Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Duh.
want to be YouTube stars.
YouTube, yeah.
Not YouTube
We already
stars.
have a YouTube.
Right? So they want to be YouTube stars. So what they did was they decided they get the camera out and two of these girls are going to eat
The Jimmy?
no, it's not the Jimmy.
There's a disturbance in the force.
It's an alarm reminding you to turn on the record.
Yeah, a lot of good it's doing you now.
There you go,
Half
Brian.
an hour after the fact.
All right. So here is two girls as they go and eat a Carolina Reaper pepper.
And today we're going to be eating the Carolina Reaper pepper. These are the world's hottest pepper.
Like, oh my God, it's so hot. How's that looking now, girls?
It's not starting well,
And now she's drinking water.
which is the
There's
worst
one-
thing to do.
Yeah.
One girl can't even close her mouth. Her tongue's hanging out, and she's just stamping the ground and coughing. She's pouring water in her.
Jesus. The guy's laughing at her.
Still burning? She's just sitting here drooling.
Lay back.
Holy shit.
Lay back.
Are you okay?
No.
Are you okay?
That wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
laughing.
Captain Obvious here.
Holy hell.
Come inside. I'm going to put you on the outside.
She walks up the steps.
Damn. I didn't think it hurt that bad.
This is not good. This is not fucking good.
You okay?
Clearly not.
You feeling any better?
She's got oxygen on. Oxygen.
Wow. That's a hell of a pepper.
So, I mean, that's as hot as now they soak this in vodka for 3 weeks, and some Nimrod decides to try to take a shot of it.
Yeah,
it says,
it says only Satan himself is brave enough to drink this vodka neat. If you feel fearless and want to drink with Satan, like, okay. You will feel like you are burning in hell itself. M.M. Mearington, 42, from Farncombe, who bought the bottle, said things took a turn for the worse after she decided to share it with friends. I bought the vodka at the festival, and when I got home, we thought we should share it with a group of friends. There were about 8 of us affected. I have
friend.
I have
Yeah,
never
right, yeah.
seen anything like, with a friend like this. One man became so ill the group had to call an ambulance. They added, we are continuing work with the relevant authorities, wow, as part of an ongoing investigation and will release information in due course. The company which sold the vodka told Get Surrey, we know about hot things and know what happens when someone has something too hot for them. We're professionals as far as chili goes, and the reaction I have had sounds like the reaction from when someone has something too hot. We don't want to hurt anyone, but we produce chili sauces. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I know
okay.
people have reactions when they have something too hot, but there's a warning on the back of the bottle, which, of course, not for anything, like warnings on food boxes, and no one's going to read it because if it's a packaged good that you buy somewhere, you're going to assume it's safe.
Yeah.
Let's-
Especially
yeah.
if it's
You know.
consumable.
Let's just say, for the sake of an argument here,
Okay.
that they read it. They read it. They knew that this was hot. It says right there, it's Satan's shot. Okay, so they
And
said,
I'm sure they did put the word warning
Yeah.
very obvious.
okay, so they knew what they were
You
getting
had
into.
to see it.
Some dipshit says, I could drink that shot.
Yeah.
All right, some tough guy.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
Yeah. I got this.
I got this. So he kicks back a shot. I'm wondering if it's like this. It's not the same company that is the sponsor of Ped and Miller. Chili Affair. Chili Affair. Chili
That would
so
be
hot,
awesome.
you'll lose your hair. Chili Affair. Yeah, I don't think it's them.
You're going to swear with chili affair.
I need the Chili Affair music. All right, John, that's enough singing for you for one day.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
But
That's
I mean,
like that cinnamon challenge. I think that
dude,
could kill you.
there's stuff that they do
Yeah.
on YouTube. I don't know how
Everybody
many people,
wants to be. Andy Warhol was right. Everybody's looking for their 15 minutes of fame.
I guess in a way, yes. Some people want to do it by trying to do something
Stupidly.
outrageous and try to.
This could be, I guess, called the Jackass Factor. Remember that show, Jackass?
Sure.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of kicked all this shit off.
The one guy, Johnny, what's his name?
One of them's dead.
Johnny O.
No, that was Steve-O.
Steve-O.
You're mixing the
and-
two.
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Johnny,
right.
I can't think of it. Anyhow,
One of them's dead.
well, that's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Death is bad.
Mm-hmm.
This is worse. He gets on a dirt bike and he's going to make this jump. So he tries to make the jump, fails miserably. When he falls, he breaks his dick breaks his dick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now he has to take
like the lead singer from Three Dog Night did.
I guess. I didn't know he did that.
He did that. He told that story on the Howard Stern show years ago.
Well, this guy told the story on it too. So what he has to do is he has to take a rod and stuff it in there to kind of straighten it out.
Oh,
a
man.
sounding.
Ugh.
Couldn't he just like splint it?
It makes you,
Like Tinker Toys and rubber bands?
I don't know. How does it, I don't know once you do something like that.
Where does one purchase a dick crutch?
Dick crutch. A crotch.
And will the insurance company pay for a dick
You
crutch?
walk into the pharmacy and you walk over and you say to the guy, hey, come here for a second. Where are the dick crutches?
Where do I get that dick
What?
crutch?
Well,
And then he'll loudly and boisterously say to the other pharmacist,
dick crutch.
Yo,
Yeah.
Jake,
Attention. Yeah.
where's the dick crutches at?
Attention. We need a dick crutch up at the register.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that mixer's worth something.
It is worth something. That's it.
That's the only thing it's good for.
It's the only thing.
That and call for a mop in aisle 8.
Right.
We're going to spill in aisle 8. We need a mop.
Uh-huh.
So anyhow, yeah, your dick crutch. So anyhow, going back to the
Jackass.
drinking the vodka. I mean, this guy passed out. Now forget that. All right, you think that burnt going down?
Oh, yeah.
Wait till it comes out.
Mhm.
You'll think your asshole fell out. You'll just like you'll look in the toilet to see if it's there. I probably told the story 100 times about going to Pat's Steaks, drunk, eating a cheesesteak, and they had those little cherry peppers there. They're
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
you know.
I don't think I've heard this story on a podcast.
So we're sitting there, and one guy grabs one. He goes, "This is how you eat a cherry pepper." And he grabs the stem and he puts it in his mouth and he pulls it off. He says, "It's like a grenade." And he takes and he chews it like 3 times. He swallows it. Well, you know who I am.
I'm no pussy.
I'm no pussy. I go over there and I grab one. I go, yeah, like this, and I grab it and I chew it 3 times. I swallow the whole thing. We go pepper for pepper. I eat 21 of them.
Oh. Next day.
I didn't even think of it. Next day, I wake up. I go in the bathroom, and that's exactly what it felt like. I mean, it was the most. I'm telling you,
Magma flow.
I would go from the toilet to the
I
shower.
wonder why that. I guess it's probably the seeds because they don't digest.
Magma
and guess who
flow.
ate all the seeds?
Well, when you eat
All
any
of them.
pepper, you're eating the seeds.
Well, you could with these peppers. You could
When
eat
you
around
eat it that way, you're
Right,
eating
yeah.
the seeds.
Oh, I ate the seeds.
Yeah.
Trust me. I think by near the end, I was eating the stems too. I was just throwing them in my mouth and eating them.
Yeah, fuck it.
21 of them. We ate 20. I ate 21. I don't know. I can't remember what he ate. I think he stopped at like.
Yeah, but in Canada, that would only be 16.
No, I think peppers in Canada are the same peppers in the United States, to be quite honest.
Brian, what?
So,
Price check on peppers in Canada, please.
not talking about the cost of them, but I
The
mean,
equivalency.
I'm talking 3 days of flaming asshole,
Yeah,
burning ring of fire.
yeah. That's what Johnny Cash had in mind.
Magma flow.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, there's nothing, you know.
So, okay, so
Nobody got time for that.
So here's the question. If you had it, what would you use this vodka for? What would you put it in? Could you put like a little bit of it in?
I would
when you're
say use
making
it
a
for
bloody,
cooking. Yeah,
like
for
a Bloody
cooking.
Mary
Well,
or
if
something?
you were drinking it like they did, that might be bad. But if you were going to mix it with Coke or a ginger ale or Sprite or something, or if you were going to make a martini or something, maybe if you wanted to add a little zing to it. But
I'm thinking of like Bloody Mary. You put like a
yeah, that might be pretty good.
like a
with
couple drops,
Toronto in the morning.
couple drops or something in there. Not a half a shot of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll crush you.
I mean, I know people that can eat hot stuff. I'm not one of them.
Mhm.
I mean, I can eat a little bitty. I guess it was you, Deuce. You found this.
The I'm judging you, bitch.
Right. I'm judging you. So now what happens is we have militant vegans. Now, here's my problem.
Come to me, baby. Oh,
My thing is, why? Because you don't want to eat meat. All of a sudden, I don't have to eat. Because I understand that, you know, there's animals and they're killing animals and stuff like that, but bacon's tasty. Pork chops are tasty.
hey, sewer rat might taste like pumpkin pie, but I wouldn't know because I don't eat the motherfucker.
That's right.
Who's it,
big brain on bread?
Who is it, Big Tom, that said it's the animal's fault because they taste so
Yeah,
good?
yeah. the animal's goddamn fault.
That's right.
Right. So I want to play a little bit of this because she's. Ugh.
First of all, if you haven't seen this video,
And I'll put links in the show notes so you can go watch it.
well, she's railing against people that are obviously using animal products, eating meat, wearing leather, whatever.
Fur.
And if you look at this girl, she's got so much Botox injected into her lips, and it's clear that to me, it looks like that she's had a lot of
I'm sorry. Dude,
work done.
does she look like she's malnourished or what?
No.
Yeah, she does.
She
looks
does.
like-
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like she's
But
a
I mean, it
little
looks
bit
like
bulimic.
she's had a lot of plastic surgery.
She could
There's
use
a lot of augmentation being done here.
She could use a couple double cheeseburgers.
She looks like, remember the guy we did, the dude, the non-binary? He looks like that dude. She looks like that.
Minus the big, thick Adam's apple.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
right.
yeah.
She looks
I'll
like
go
she could pass for that dude.
Men have penises, or women have penises. That's what he said.
Some women have
Some
penises.
women have penises.
Yeah. No, they're
Right
not.
now.
They don't.
No,
No.
they're dudes.
Right. They're dudes in drag. That's what they are. All right, here we go with the accent too.
And
Yeah.
the way they cut this video, they filmed it and they cut it and everything. It's just, she just has such a punchable face at
Like-
the end of it. I just want to punch her in the face.
Yeah, you do. You want to give her a slap.
Forget
You
it.
want to punch her in the face, but you can't.
Yeah.
Not that you should punch her in the face, but she does have a
but you
very
like to.
punchable
She
face.
does.
She
Well,
has a punchable face.
well, you know what it is? The fact that she's leaning into the camera.
Yeah, like she leans in, like she's
Like
very
she's leaning in, like in your face, kind of.
condescending.
Yeah.
Very
right.
condescending.
Let me see if I can. There we go.
Yes, I am vegan and I'm judging you.
What's with this affectation accent, too? I don't even know where she's from.
Because when you face a decision between participating into something that is morally wrong or not participating and doing the right thing, and you choose to do the wrong thing, you don't get a free pass into avoiding judgment. Because when billions of non-human animals die every year into our plates, and the only thing you have to do to avoid it is to pick up different products in the supermarket, and you choose not to, yes, I am judging you.
Fuck you!
Yes,
Yeah.
because I can pick up
Right. She's obviously
a
French.
box of cereal and it'll taste like chicken. I mean, different products.
Yeah, because you can get a tofu dog, okay, and that is the same as a hot dog.
No, it is not.
It is not the same as a hot dog.
No.
Well, but
Especially
how-
those Hebrew national hot dogs.
They are very tasty dogs.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I want to have a Hebrew national.
Now I want a hot dog with a little bit of sauerkraut and mustard, a little spicy mustard.
Yeah, because like what other products? What is she talking about?
Well, again, they think that they can make vegan burgers and vegan this and vegan that, and it's not. It's not. It doesn't taste the same.
No.
And I swear, I haven't never seen a vegan that's been a vegan for a long time that doesn't look like she needs a meal.
And didn't smell bad.
That's true. They do.
They have a
stink.
stink
They have a
to
weird-
them.
yeah, they do. They have
it's
a-
a weird
Well,
kind
I think it's that shit they put on that patchouli oil or whatever, that
Yeah.
hippie juice they
well,
douse themselves.
They
in.
don't
Not to mention the personality, which is very off-putting. You know, it's they got it.
As I like to call
I
it.
don't think there's a lot of guys. She looks somewhat like doable.
Is that like
but
a Hispanic accent? I'm not
She's
sure.
French. That's French.
Is
That's-
it?
No,
Are you
I don't
sure?
think that's French. I think
That
that's
is no,
it's
that's
like
French.
Brazilian or something.
Yeah, it's some kind of weird Central
No.
American.
Yeah,
No, I'm going to say that's French.
She don't look French.
She don't look French, but she sounds. That's French. I work with a couple French guys, and that sounds.
They sound like this. Are they punchable?
They have punchable faces.
In other words, "Ha-ha, you will not eat vegetables.
I don't know, man. I think it's more of some kind of Spanish.
I
don't
thought she
know.
was like
Let's listen to a little bit more. Maybe we
Yeah, here
can
we go.
discern this.
Because when we go to a restaurant and I choose the vegan burger, you decide to choose the one made from body parts of a murdered sentient being who has been confined and tortured instead.
Now, I don't know about being sensitive because I don't see cows going to the moon.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yes, I am judging you.
Bullshit!
Because when we go to a coffee place and I order mine with plant-based milk, you choose to pick yours with stolen cow breastfeeding milk that was supposed to be for a baby instead. Yes, I am judging you. Because after showing you how the egg industry grins alive,
Greens, not grind. Greens.
Well, here's the thing. If you want to eat plants, if you want to eat vegan
Yeah,
burgers,
I'm not stopping
I'm
you.
not stopping you.
Right.
I'm tired of people stopping me. Get out of my life.
Okay, from what I'm seeing here, okay, everything she's selling is from the UK, so she's obviously from Europe.
Spain?
No, No, she's.
All right. I didn't even know this was a thing. Thank God for the chat room. Emily Prokop says, I don't care what people want to eat or not, but when they try to make their pets vegan, they're trying to make their pets
Wait a
vegan.
minute. Dogs and cats are carnivores.
No, they don't. We don't want them to eat the meat because the meat, then you have to kill another animal to eat the meat. They can have just as much protein with these stupid vegan dog foods. And then what happens is the dogs and the cats are now malnourished. Listen, if you want to malnourish yourself, fine.
Yeah.
But leave Fluffy out of it.
Yeah, your poor cat's dying for steak.
The only thing I can hope is that this woman dies.
Stop yourself there, huh?
And then her
What's
cat,
that song you always play?
and dogs eat her.
Mm-hmm.
For nourishment.
Well, the first thing they eat is your face. They'll go right for those Botox lips.
Yes, I am judging. And then the next thing you know, the dogs and cats die.
Well, the cat will probably kill her just because, I can't stand this anymore.
Yes, I am judging you.
Stolen.
I'm judging you.
Yeah, stolen breast milk.
Yeah, right. Wait, give her another 10 years.
Are we done with her? Do I go to?
Well, then you got the other one. She's like a New Zealander, or did you want to hit on her?
Yeah, let's talk about it now. Her name is Freely, Freely.
Not to confuse with Ace Freely, which would be pretty cool. She's got the makeup on, the stars.
Here's another one. Another one's malnourished.
Yeah, but she's like really more militant. The other one's just judging you. This one wants you to die.
Right.
And hopefully, and there's a commercial. You son of a bitch.
You want me to do it?
You got it up there?
Yeah, I got it. Here we go.
You got it up?
Get it up.
Get it up. I don't know if I can get it up for Freely. Well, let's go.
Hey!
Krusty can.
Hey, Kruger. So I just woke up and I was thinking about something in bed, which I think about quite often, and that's where the people who continue to eat meat and dairy, even though they know the impact of their diet choices on the planet, on the animals, they've watched Earthlings, they know all the facts, they've been educated, but they choose to continue eating animal products, whether they actually deserve to continue living. And that might be like so extreme sounding to you, so dramatic, but I've got to break it to you. We live in an extreme, dramatic world.
That's right,
There's a lot of fucked up shit going on. There's a lot of negative shit going on. And I know there's a lot of unicorn huggers out there. You unicorn huggers are like, oh, Freely, you're so negative. You always focus on the negative. Oh, Freely, be more positive. Freely,
Freely, what the fuck name is Freely?
Yeah, well, who the fuck think that's her problem there?
I agree to a certain degree. You create your own reality. But
Bullshit.
the slaughterhouses still exist. The fur farms still fucking exist. They are still there regardless of you turning a blind eye to them and focusing on other things. They are still there. Animals
there
are still
'cause
having
people
their fur
want
ripped off their
this.
back. Animals are still having anal electrocution. They're still having their throats slit, their skulls crushed. That shit is still going on. And yes, it's negative, and we need to bring attention to it to make a positive change. That's what's positive about the focus.
Stop this for a second.
Animal rights activists and people who actually give a shit about the planet.
Yeah, okay, that's enough for her. Yeah.
Because I watched the whole, because she starts out saying, you don't deserve to live.
Right.
Now, somewhere in the middle of the video, she says, well, I really don't think people should be killed over it or anything like that. But then at the end of the video, she takes that back and goes back to the first statement she made at the beginning of the video saying you don't deserve to live.
She's
so it's
unstable.
Like, yeah, she's all over the board.
She needs a cheesesteak. That's what she needs.
She needs a dick sandwich.
You know what?
Hey!
Where's Mindy when you need her? But Emily, as you can see, she just posted a link to a vegan gets absolutely destroyed on Tumblr after giving their dog a meatless diet. I'm sure the dog really appreciated that.
That dog must have been really suffering.
He must have been scant, boy.
Well, again, my thing is that I don't care what you want to eat. If you want to be vegan, be vegan. Again, I'm all about that. I don't really, it's not my cup of tea, but if that's what you want, okay, I can understand that. But
well, a lot of it's kind of like this. They're kind of like how gun grabbers are. You know how people like me and you are for guns,
right?
We don't go around telling everyone to buy a gun,
right?
But they do the opposite. They tell everyone that you shouldn't have a gun. Vegans do like the same exact thing. Vegetarians don't. Okay. And a lot of people don't know that there is a difference between a vegetarian and a vegan. Vegans are like off the rails.
Yeah, they don't want any kind of.
No, you're not allowed to wear leather. You're not allowed to use silk. Some of them won't use silk because it comes from a moth. I mean, they're like crazy.
It's a moth shit, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
whatever it is. It's moth secretion. It's not like the moth. You had to kill the moth to get the
silk. It's a caterpillar, actually, that gives you the silk. It's
yeah, but like vegans are like off the rails with it. And they're in a certain respect, they're kind of like how gun grabbers are, where they will force their life on you, where meat eaters don't walk around telling people, yo, you better eat a burger.
Hey, this is a very good point. Emily says, I wonder if the vegans are against breastfeeding. Well, I think that, I don't know. We would have to ask one of these nimrods.
They're probably not, as long as it's yours, I would guess, because it's nature.
Well...
Hey, you think that's something?
He says, I don't want to be breastfeeding other people.
Well, that does happen because some women can't produce milk.
Yeah.
Other women have like very big milk wagons, and they can seem to put out more than they can norm. So what they do is they freeze it and they give it to kids that don't have, their mothers can't produce milk, or they've dried up, or for whatever reason. I used to edit a show called The Boob Group, and I know more about breastfeeding than I ever really wanted to know.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, what's the big deal? Like, do we have to figure out what it's like? Can we only drink milk out of one cow? No, we drink milk from every cow.
Well, some cultures use goat milk.
Some, yeah.
We don't, thank Christ, because you might fuck that goat up the ass, and indirectly, I'm just...
Again, it was taken out of context. It's not fair.
No, I don't like...
I don't get fucked by goats.
Not sure.
I fuck goats and don't take a gerbil up my ass.
Right.
Please get it right.
Okay.
Please get it right.
There's
That's
the
how it
sin.
goes.
Right.
Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, the same thing. All of them. You know, whether you're guns, pro-life, pro-choice, all that nonsense. Keep to yourselves.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Hey, look, come on. This is
if you don't want to do it, don't do it. But don't sit out there and come out there and start preaching your nonsense to us.
Right.
We don't care.
I don't like rap music, but you know what?
Let them listen to it.
I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm not out there trying, hey, look, we got to ban rap music because I don't like it.
No.
You want to suck a dick with sugar on it. I don't care. Do it.
Suck a dick with sugar on it. That's a new rap song.
A spoonful of sugar will make the medicine go down.
Spoonful of sugar makes the semen go down. The semen go down. Oh, look. Somebody.
Get the yips.
So our girlfriends are over here. One's judging us. The other one wants to kill us.
Yeah, kill us.
And it would have been like, I like how she did it in front of her unmade, sweaty bed. Like the covers are all like fucked up.
She's
and
unkept.
Shit.
She probably hasn't taken a shower in 3 days.
I'm all natural. She's one of them.
I bet if you looked at her private parts, it looks like she's sitting on like Uncle Phil from Duck Dynasty.
It looks
shoulders.
like she's got Larry Fine in a headlock.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like,
yeah.
There's no grooming going on whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I have to tell you a story as we get
about
into
a man named Jed.
Stop that. I have to tell you a story about an incident that happened to me this week. And it kind of reminds me of the story.
You had Larry Fine in a headlock.
I did not have Larry Fine in a headlock. So, I'm a big fan of Dunkin Donuts. I'm a big fan of the drive-thru.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I go, it's in the morning. I get a cup of coffee, and I get my 2 wake-up turkey sausage wraps. That's what I have for breakfast just about every day. 2 turkey sausage wake-up wraps and a cup of coffee. That's my deal. So I come in the one day, and I look, and I get 1 wrap. I'm like, what are they trying to tell me that I should cut back? Okay, maybe that's whatever. I look, and I was charged for 2. Mm-hmm. I said, son of a bitch. But I was already out of line. I said, forget it. Maybe they're right. Maybe I should eat 2. Next morning, I go back in. I take 2 wraps. I get my coffee. I pull around. I get the bag. They give me the bag. I start to pull away. I reach in, and I grab the bag that the wraps are in. And I'm still driving, so I grab the bag, and I pull it out. I look. There's 1 wrap in there. So that's it. I pull around. Get out of the truck. I go in. I go, hey, I ordered 2. I got 1. He goes, sir, I put 2 in the bag. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm telling you right now, it's not in there. And this is bullshit because I got shorted yesterday and I'm getting shorted again today. And I want another wrap. Okay, I'll wait. I'm very sorry, sir. I go do this. So, okay. I get my wrap. I leave. Next day, I said, I need to clean this truck out. So I go to clean the truck out.
I see where this is going.
In between the seats.
Or 2 wraps?
There's not 1, but 2.
How the hell are you putting food in your truck?
I grabbed the bag and I take the wrap out and I set it down on top of the paper because they're so hot when they come out of the microwave. I let them cool down first. When I pulled it out, I guess there was 2 in. They put to save a bag. They put 2 in one bag. Well, when I pulled the bag out, I thought I grabbed 1, but the other one slipped out of the bag and fell in between the seats.
Did you eat them?
Of course not. They were like,
I gotta see you. I'm gonna see what
You
you're
see John like looking around. And no one sees me.
It's making me wonder what's in his couch cushions.
Well, that's true too. So I said, that's it. So I ran back to the house. I went over and I grabbed my youngest and I said, can you help me clean this truck out? So we went over there. All right. Between 1 and 6.
Egg sandwiches.
How many bags of trash did I get out of my truck?
7.
Between 1 and 6.
You're an overachiever.
I'll say 5.
All right. You're
6.
high. 4.
Well,
4
bags
bags
of trash.
Well, how big are these bags? How big are these bags?
A kitchen bag.
Okay.
kitchen
So it's
bag.
a white bag.
A tall
Like-
kitchen bag?
A tall kitchen bag.
Jesus. What are you living in that truck?
Apparently, I'm living in the
You're
truck.
like a chick.
I guess. I don't know. But
Because women will live in a museum, but they'll drive around in a pig pen. Most women. There's an exception to every rule. You're like a chick.
yeah, because I have a cleaning lady come here.
Yeah, most dudes are like, their cars are like immaculate. That's a reflection on you.
Well, who else would it be on?
Yeah. Well, whenever people have like really filthy, sloppy, disgusting, cruddy cars, that's a reflection on the person.
It is. I'm not denying it. Denying it at all.
Like Diane right now, I could reach into her car and pull out 1 out of 42 empty bottles of water.
Really?
Just rolling around. Yeah, like maybe like 3/4 of the water in there.
Yeah.
Just rolls under the gas pedal or the brake pedal. She
Yeah.
almost dies.
Here's
what happened.
Well, I told her, I might actually be partially to blame because I told her, you're not supposed to drink a bottled water that's been in the sun.
Yeah.
So maybe she leaves them in the car and
No, she's just a slob.
Okay.
I mean, I've known her for 30 years, and every company cars look like that with that. So this is nothing
So
new.
where does I guess that's where
Wise is a
gets it.
slob.
He's
Yeah,
a
when
slob.
it comes to cars, he's a slob. He took after Diane.
Wise is Deuce's son.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, I know my problem is what happens is this, I'll have something in the front seat and somebody's going to get in the truck, and I have a 4-door truck. I have seats in the back. So what I do is I scoop everything up and I throw it over the seat into the back.
No, because
And
there's nothing there.
No, because there's a invisible wall.
There's a dimensional vortex into
Exactly.
another dimension. That's where the trash is going.
where the trash-
Exactly where
That's
it's
where
going.
it goes. Okay.
So I throw it over the back seat, and then that's where all the trash came out of. I couldn't believe it. I was under the seats. It was really
And you're
horrible.
proud of this. Look at you.
No,
You're
I'm
like-
not.
You're so
Not
happy.
proud of it at all.
No.
I'll bet you get better gas mileage now.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Truck's lighter. It has to.
Yes, but if he ever went off the road in a blizzard and all that, now he has nothing to survive on. Before he had a couple wake up wraps and all that.
Yeah, but on the plus side, if he gets into an accident and tumbles, the debris field will be a lot smaller.
More.
Like, so, like when the Titanic went down, they had the debris field. It's like,
Well, did you ever see like those? You ever go on YouTube? You see like those like an 18-wheeler smashing into cars and everything.
oh
You
yeah.
can always tell like it's a woman's car because there's just shit everywhere.
It's like
Yeah.
something exploded.
It's like, it looks like a pinata.
10,000 tissues.
All right. So the reason
Every time people get in my car, I can't believe how clean this car is. And I always want to say,
you're on the other spectrum. You're one of those guys that go over there and you clean everything, you scrub everything with a toothbrush.
no.
you know.
I'm talking about like chicks, like my grandmother would get in the car, or like I give my aunt and uncle a ride, and I can't believe how clean this car is. And I always was because I'm not a chick.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean,
Dudes, by and large, I mean, there might be maybe a cup of water, or
A teenage
bottle of water or something.
male will have shit all over the place. I remember when it's because with me, my big thing was the music in the car. I had a big thing of cassettes.
Mhm.
I had a vast collection of cassettes. I was like, I had that. You look down, there's French fries between the seat that are like a month old, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
In the middle
No
of the night,
food
you're
is
smoking
allowed in
pot,
any
you're
of
thinking,
Deuce's cars.
No food's allowed.
Ever. No, I don't even eat. I don't even fart in my cars. That's how like anal I am.
Yeah.
I hold it all in for an hour and a half, then I get out.
I doubt that very much.
Well, yeah, I'm just being facetious.
Right.
But no, I don't eat or drink anything in my cars.
How about that?
That's not what they're for.
Well, mine is a redneck lawn chair.
Yeah.
So I just
Christ, you got a fondue set in there. I'll bet dipping chocolate.
It's nice and clean.
Deep fryer.
Very clean.
Like Homer, he had a deep fryer in there.
So the reason I say that is because our next story, man threatened employee at Wendy's over what the hell's that word? Pauncity?
Paucity.
Paucity?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck?
The guy didn't get enough fucking cucumbers in his salad. So he loses his shit and starts threatening the life of a Wendy's employee. And then he tries to get in the car and drive away.
For a cucumber.
Because he didn't get enough cucumbers in his salad.
Lack of cucumbers.
Yeah. Well, this sounds like another vegetarian type related.
This guy.
And this just happened on August the 3rd.
Right. This guy, here's what happened. This guy's on a diet. He's been on a diet for about 2 weeks now. He's been eating salads and everything. He needs a cheeseburger. But he can't eat a cheeseburger because he's on a diet. So he looks and he sees that he doesn't get enough cucumbers. And the man loses his mind. He loses his mind because he's on a diet and he didn't get enough cucumbers in his salad. And it's the lady's fault. And he lost his mind and he went after.
Yeah, he did it all. He assaulted an officer.
Well, what happened was the officer comes, tells him he's being detained. And the guy tries to drive away while the officer's reaching inside the car, trying to turn the car off. This guy's lucky they didn't put a bunch of caps.
Yeah, no shit.
Lucky he didn't get shot, to be quite honest with you. I mean.
Yeah, but when they searched his vehicle, they turned up several knives. So it's just like.
What is it with these non-meat eating people? They need
meat.
They need meat. Well, I'm telling you, this guy here, I have a feeling was on a diet. Yeah. And,
Yeah, it says he's 5'8" and 240. Wow, 240 pounds.
Oh, he's a butterball.
Yeah, he's like a.
Theodore Gunderson, 58.
Ted for short.
Yeah. Teddy Gunderson, 58.
Upon receiving his grub, the 5'8", 240-pound Gunderson immediately caused a disturbance in the business by throwing a salad at the employee because the salad didn't have enough cucumbers in it.
That means he tossed the salad.
He tossed
He's a
his
salad tosser.
He's a salad tosser.
If I had a gun or a knife, you'd be the first to go.
That was his second mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Tossing the salad was the first.
You know who this sounds like?
Jimmy?
Oh, Jimmy, what do you do?
Right now, he's going to lose his shit when he hears it. I'm going to call. What do you mean I would toss a salad?
Yeah, keep an eye on that iPhone. It might light up any minute now.
The police department patrolman arrived at the restaurant. Gunderson was inside his auto. The defendant then refused to put the window down and get out of his vehicle. After Gunderson lowered his window, the officer
told him that's the
I was going to say
officer's
the
name.
officer told him that he was not free to leave and he was being placed under arrest. When the cop tried to grab the keys, Gunderson began to drive away with the officer's hand and arm still inside the vehicle. Man, I'm telling you what, there's a lot of times when that happens, and the next thing you know, it's...
That's it. That's all it takes.
He's lucky he just got arrested, to be quite honest with you. All right, I don't know about that.
Well, that's what the Jimmy would do to a guy.
Oh,
that's true.
Jimmy would come in on his helicopter.
It's the Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy, what do you do? What do you do? It's the Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
all right.
Sorry.
Music blasting out of the PA.
Yeah, it's got bullhorns mounted on the side. He has to have the music going.
I think there was either Wendy's or another fast food place a couple weeks ago where a guy got into it with the employees, and the employee came out over the counter and laid this guy out, beat the shit out of him, and then the woman came out from behind the counter, employee, and started stomping him.
Right. Oh, yeah, I saw that. I forget what it was.
They whooped his ass.
Yeah.
Good.
I did see that.
Here, this is our, I'm sorry, I got to introduce you to our complaint department.
Oh.
How's that salad now? Got enough cucumbers in it now? Depends on which Wendy's you go to, what kind of service you're going to get. All right, so Gunderson subsequently was arrested for assaulting a law enforcement officer, which is a felony, and 3 misdemeanors, including making a terroristic threat and disorderly conduct, is being held in lieu of $50,000 in bail.
That's a pretty steep, that's $5,000 large he has to come up with.
That's right.
And I'm guessing if he's eating salad at a Wendy's, you don't have 5,000 large. Should you seal your penis shut with a GIF tip sticker during sex? It's risky, doctors say. You think?
I don't like sealed shut.
A new product created
and penis in the same word.
A new product created in a desperate attempt to avoid using condoms involves men using a sticker to seal their urethra shut during sex. The product, named GIF Tip, is a sticker that covers the urethra during sex and is touted as a way to feel your partner, feel freedom, feel safe. Except it's not exactly safe. While GIF Tip may sound like a dream come true for those who don't like the way condoms feel during sex, many health professionals warn there is no evidence the product is effective in preventing STDs or pregnancy. Some name that I can't pronounce, a physician with Orlando Health, said users who visit GIF Tip's website also have to dig to find the company's disclaimer that the product is not intended or approved to prevent pregnancy or STIs. Whoops.
So what's it good for?
Well,
absolutely nothing.
Absolutely
Say
not.
it again.
Unless you're the company that's making them, it's good for them.
Well, let me just say this:
the product's disclaimer gets even more alarming in the frequently asked questions section.
I'd blast that sticker right off.
But what about herpes HPV? The company asks. GIF Tip only protects pleasure and convenience, not STIs or pregnancy. Bottom line, you're on your own, friends.
All right. So I did a little digging. The average volume of semen
10
or
cc's.
ejaculation is 1 teaspoon.
Or 10 cc's.
Or 10 cc's, all right, which equates to about 200 to 500 million of those little swimmer guys. All right, that's about the average. The average speed of semen at the moment of ejaculation
is 1,000,006.
31 miles an hour. 31 miles an hour.
It's faster than John is.
Faster than a Peruvian jaguar.
You'll blow that sticker right off, baby.
So I'm thinking to myself, if you've got that sealed up, where does that go?
Where do you think it goes?
I think you get the DSB, deadly semen backup.
Isn't that kind of like stuffing up the barrel of a gun, you know?
Yeah. Or what if you shoot that thing out into the unsuspecting woman?
Yeah.
Or guy.
Yeah.
Who knows? Or goat.
It gets even better. It says, Brambo notes that those who do not leave the patch on when they ejaculate may experience pain or irritation from the patch blocking the urethra, while the man has natural spasms that evacuate all the fluid. It's also possible that the adhesive could be an irritant for some with sensitive skin. He said for those who are worried about STDs or pregnancy, the bottom line is condoms are the safest options. Condoms are tried and tested. He said they are an effective form of birth control and control against STDs. Condoms are not the enemy. And this disappeared in USA Today.
You know, they used to have that thing where you would get a can of this stuff and stir it up, and then you would put like the end of a wrench in there, and it would have like a rubber coating on it, right? Why can't they make that for penises? You get ready, you dip it in there, you let it dry a little bit, go to town, and you just rip it off. This way you don't have to go through the
Probably because it's like a carcinogenic or it's bad for skin.
Yeah. No, I'm saying you take that out of there.
Yeah, well, you're rubbing that up against a woman also, so there's two people.
Oh, that's true too.
Right. You know, suppose that comes off in there.
I think the sex robot is the obvious solution to this.
To all this? Yeah. The sex bot?
The sex bot, once again, becomes the solution to this.
I agree with you there. I mean,
like you're just busting out a can of Sears weather beater and paint your penis over with that. It's like, all right, I'm ready to
go. Oh, boy.
If I'm looking for something, and if I look in the label and it says seal penis shut.
Got your attention, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm putting that right back on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need anything sealed shut. What if it doesn't unseal? Now what? Now you got
It can't be that big of a sticker.
I understand.
I mean, what is it, like a gold star like your teacher gave you in the 3rd grade when you got a 100 on your math test? I mean, what is it?
Has it got a gold star penis sticker?
Let me do a little backstory. Way back in the day, and I'm saying probably about
2 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago, when I got on Twitter and I didn't know what Twitter was. I was watching the Phillies games and I just looked at hashtag Phillies, and I'm like, wow, look at all these people watching the Phillies game. Well, there was these girls that were in college at the time, and they were tweeting about the Phillies. So I got to know them through Twitter. I've never met them, don't know much about them. But
They're Twitter friends.
They were Twitter friends. Well, the one girl is a DJ, and she's been all around, and now she's out in California. She's out in Los Angeles, and she's a DJ, like a 2 to 6 DJ for KISS-FM. She has the biggest set of mammary glands I've ever. I mean, they're
Cool.
they're huge.
Yeah.
They're massive. All right. And I was looking at her tweet the other day. Now, I did not reply back because I know
You learned your lesson from the last time that you
Yeah.
did that.
So her tweet was, "I see this thing, the Tata towel. But I just bought one." I'm like, "What the hell is a Tata towel?" And if it's what I think it is, I want to see it. So I look up Tata towel. So here's the about. I was living in Los Angeles and getting ready to go out on a first date. I got out of the shower and started getting ready. I could not stop sweating, not because I was about to go on a first date, but because my tiny AC unit was broken, and it was the beginning of the summer. I had a lot working against me. I tried everything. I tucked washcloths under my breasts. I tried dumping baby powder all over me. I even put a T-shirt on and tucked it under my boobs. But the washcloths looked ridiculous, and the baby powder made me look more like a doughboy than the T-shirt, and that made me sweat more. I was trying to blow dry my hair, and I kept thinking there has to be a better way to keep the beads of sweat from dripping down my stomach. Sound familiar?
No.
Well, actually, it does. But anyhow, so I went on my date, and the entire time I kept thinking about, this must have been some date. The entire time I was thinking about how to solve this problem. I couldn't be the only one that's having this boob sweat issue. Say it, sister. There had to be something on the market to fix this. So I went home, went online, looked for an answer, but you couldn't find one. There was these maxi-looking pad things that you would stick under your bra, and it didn't seem like it worked right. So then she thought about this, and she came up with the Tata towel. What the Tata towel is, it's like 2 half a bags that go around the girl's neck, and you stick
Next.
Whoa. How many?
So she's an Andorian.
She's a Hydra.
It goes under her chins. No, I mean, it goes, she sticks it around her neck, and she puts one Tata in one towel, the other Tata in the other towel. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I'm for this. I'm for this.
Oh, as a fashion?
As a fashion. I think they should start wearing these out at the beach. And then I found out that in Canada, in 1996, they're allowed to go topless. The women out there are allowed to go topless. There was a big to-do just, I don't know. I mean, it might even still be going on, where if you go to a public pool, you can't go topless. But, out on the street, you can walk around topless. Now, nobody out there is walking around topless. I have some friends up in Canada. I have some friends up in Canada, and they said they haven't seen any women walking around with their tatas out.
They're just hoping. Are you going to move to Canada now?
No, because they haven't really embraced the tata out lifestyle. But I'm just thinking to myself, could you imagine driving down the road, the accidents? Could you imagine?
Like that episode of Seinfeld when the chick with the heiress to the O. Henry.
The braless wonder.
The heiress to the O. Henry candy. She just had a bra on because Elaine gave it to her as a gift, and she just started
driving down the road, and next thing you know, you see this girl walking down the street topless, and it's like...
It'll happen.
So if this girl gets this Tata towel, I'm praying that she puts a picture of this up on Twitter.
Will you comment?
Well, the one picture
there's not a chance in the world that I would comment on this.
Oh, she would. Oh, you want to see her in the towel?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'll show you pictures.
Picture? Okay, I was.
I'll show you pictures after. I do have a picture, but I'll show it to you after the show. And I'm not putting it up in the show notes either because I don't want this getting back.
Well,
we're talking about it.
I'm kind
of
thinking
re-banned from Twitter. Go ahead.
Right.
If people started walking around topless, it would just become, like no big deal. Yeah, I think
so.
that
we as men would be able to handle that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't say I don't think we handle it any better if a hot woman's walking down the street fully clothed, because we already do the undressing in our mind. If she's hot, she's hot, and you like.
If that starts to happen, hang on one second. I got to take a pause for the cause.
Release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
You don't want to take those headphones off unless you got a really, really...
Every once in a while, I get a cramp.
Oh.
And I got to stand up because I can't, the pain's too bad.
The pain.
Sorry. Back to the story.
Yeah, I just think that because look, let's face it, there's not a very large percent of women that are really in the hot category. So I think most of the women you'll see, you don't want to look at
so
that.
You think that only hot women would want to go topless?
No.
Because
I'm saying if
everything
all
I've
women
seen
went topless,
is
men
to the
would
contrary.
Men would do what they normally do. They'd focus on the hot ones and try to look away from the not so hot ones.
I don't know.
And then the not so hot ones, they'd say,
I think I'm an equal boob gawker.
Well,
I think I would look at the hot ones.
I'm a boob gawker.
I'm a boob
I'm a boob
washer.
gawker.
A boob washer.
Well,
But I do agree with you. I think
I don't know. You haven't finished the sentence yet. Try that again.
you just derailed my train of thought. What the hell
I
was I
did.
saying? Yeah. Well, we're talking about boobs. I'm not going to be.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that I think that if they do this, that they guys would have to start wearing mirrored sunglasses, so you couldn't see where we were looking.
Well, to me, it only adds to the problem
We
because
would be bumping into shit.
we're living in an age where we got a large percentage of women walking around saying, "Men objectify women," and it's and they're really on their shit about it, And now at the same time, we're going to take our tops off. Well, this is like counterproductive. I mean, you're not going in the right direction.
I'm for it.
Oh, I'm for the taking off of the tops. You can't be saying men can't look, but then putting the goods out right in front of their eyes. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's
Maybe we would get used to it. Maybe it wouldn't be a big deal.
I don't know.
I think I would like to be part of that experiment. Could there be women walking around topless where it wouldn't even become a thing anymore? Would that ever happen?
I don't know.
Boy, is this great!
I mean, it's like I said. If you see a girl walking down the street, like a young, attractive woman walking down the street in a Daisy Dukes, we've seen millions and millions of Daisy Dukes, but you're still going to look at the one because it's just what we're wired to do.
Yeah, because they got the under cheek. You know, that little little
the
cuppage.
biscuits. Yeah,
the biscuits.
Yeah.
Well,
we went see the big thing was the low rush. It's because you get to see some crack. I don't want to see crack. If I want to see crack, I'll call the plumber. I want to see the biscuits. I want to see the glutes. Pull those babies up.
You want the under cheek.
Right.
I hear
Everybody, crack isn't impressive.
Okay, last story of the night. Special ed teacher allegedly has sex with several students.
Oh, there we go.
Well, that says two. How do you get several out of that?
Well, because
it says it in the.
She only got caught with two.
It says it in the title of the story.
Yeah.
Because what it says on trial, it says two.
No, it says several on the.
Couldn't two be several? More than one is several, isn't it?
No, two would be a couple. Three would be several. Look it up.
And she's a hottie.
She doesn't look bad.
She looks nice.
A former Connecticut special education teacher accused of
that's
having
just so wrong now. Special ed.
Special ed.
Accused of having sex with her 18-year-old student because she wasn't getting any action at home.
What?
That's what she said.
Huh? That's what she said.
Slept with at least 3 other pupils.
She's got Bell palsy or something.
Laura Ramos, 31, married, mother of a young child, was placed on administrative leave at Central High School amidst allegations of having sex with an 18-year-old.
If you look at her left eye is higher than her right eye.
Oh, that really puts me off.
Well, I noticed it right away. Because I'm, a flawless specimen of humanity.
We're three Adonises here critiquing women.
Oh, yeah, I could never with her.
I mean, that could be what it was with her husband. He just that left eye is so much higher than the right eye. I just like,
right,
who has that thing going on? Shannon Doherty from Hollywood 90210.
Yeah.
That's why she wore those swoopy bangs. She's got one. Her one eye is noticeably higher than the other.
It's like a cyclops.
Oh, yeah. It's like she looks like she got her head caught in like a harvesting combine or something.
I don't know if I've ever noticed that. I've seen Shannon Doherty a few times.
Now, when you look at her, go ahead, pull her picture up, and you'll never unsee it. You'll never unsee it now.
There we go. I'll do it right now.
So anyway.
I'll read the story. A former Connecticut special ed teacher accused of having sex with her 18-year-old student because she wasn't getting any action at home, slept with at least 3 other pupils. Laura Ramos, 31, a married mother of a young child, was placed on administrative leave. She surrendered to police Wednesday after being told there was a warrant for her arrest for allegedly having sex with a second student at a Shelton restaurant.
Deuce, I hate you. It's true. Her one eye's higher than the other.
Oh, by like a $50.
And she always cocks her head. She
Yeah.
always cocks her head to the higher eye.
Yeah, I noticed that when that show was brand new. I was like, man, that chick's like deformed.
She's always got her head cocked to the right.
Yeah. And the shows wore those bangy hairstyles.
Well, she's trying to level it off, make it look like she's...
I never noticed that before.
Yeah, now you'll never unsee it.
Now I can never unsee it.
No. Imperfect?
I'll tell you what.
You
I
are
wouldn't
not
mind to see
perfect.
her in a tattoo either, to be quite honest with you.
Well, she looks better now than she did when she was young, I think.
No, she's got cancer now or something.
No, I mean, well, not now. But I like more recent photos of as she aged. Yeah, I heard she got sick.
Yeah.
She's a screaming lunatic. Nobody liked to work with her.
She's a screwball.
She was on with that show Charmed, and no one wanted to be with her.
Well, anyway, let's get back to this teacher thing here. I'm okay. So
after her first arrest, she admitted having sex with the 18-year-old a handful of times. Beginning December of 2016 until April, she said most of the time they had sex in her car. A second special education student admitted on June 23rd that he also had sex with her. He said he had gone with Ramos to a Fairfield restaurant, and after dinner, the two had sex in Ramos's car. So she's like a Philadelphia Flyer, like when they used to do that at Kaminsky's.
Yeah.
Hockey
slut.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. He said he had gone with on another occasion in April, Ramos complained to the student that her husband didn't want to have sex with her because she's a and then took him to a Shelton eatery. While there, Ramos and her student went into the restaurant electrical room where they had sex. Yeah, it was quite the electrical room.
Damn, a lot of electricity going.
The student told police he later received a text from Ramos saying it was the best sex she had ever had.
What is it with these teachers, man? Holy mackerel.
What eye do you look into when one eye's higher than the other like that?
I'm going with the higher eye.
Yeah, you think?
Looking at the higher eye.
But if it's closer to the nose, I don't know.
I don't think it's that. I don't think
it's noticeable now. Damn you.
Well, yeah, you can see it. I think if there's anything,
Diane Hazel will be watching the news or TV, and I instantly pick out like a physical flaw. Because I didn't even see that. Yeah, well, it's.
I don't care about flaws.
All right, I need to take a little tangent now. Hey, Emily, last week we were talking about the mouth harp, and we thought that would be an excellent story, the story behind the mouth harp or the Jew harp.
Or the Jew harp, yeah.
Yes. Just, okay. Back to the story about the teacher banging the special ed students.
That's where it's really, because the kid was 18, but it's special ed. So, like, at what level is that kid functioning?
Again, I don't know whether to put her in jail or give her teacher of the year. When is another?
Well,
you got to put her.
You want to give them all teacher of the year because you're a scumbag. But
you can't have adults having sex with kids.
He's 18 years old.
Yeah, but you were fine when they were 15 and 16.
Right.
And then you yelled at Pete Rose.
Wait a minute.
You are a hypocrite.
I am not a hypocrite. I'm saying if it's the guy and if it's a 18-year-old male, then that's different. I'm of the person that says you always say that you have to have equal. What's that?
Same standard of the law applied equally.
Right. I say there's special circumstances.
Yeah.
I say that it's not the same for both. I say a guy that's 18 years old is different than a female.
Here's your paddle. Keep going backwards.
I'm not. I'm sticking to my story. I believe it.
Nah.
I do.
I think the only time
I got to it before you did.
I'm not playing that.
I know. So I do. I think that, a 18-year-old, well, he's 18 years old, but then they go,
special needs.
Okay, if he's 18, but
that doesn't matter if he's 18 years old and killed somebody.
But what if he's only functioning at a lower, like a 12? It
still doesn't matter in the eyes of the law.
I don't know, because he might not be allowed to be out by himself.
Well, okay, put all the legality aside. Still, I mean, like a lot of school districts, they have like ethical standards where it's not a good idea for the teachers to be having sex with.
That's just lower than whale shit.
Yeah. And to me, they're rapists. Well, not rape. I won't go. They're not violent rapists. They're pretty much holding a vagina to a man's head and saying, "You will have sex with me or else."
Okay.
Yeah, right.
If you insist. I don't know. Well, all right.
Yeah, that didn't come out right.
Not the best analogy, but
how about the lady's poor husband? Right?
Yeah.
I hope he's out getting some side piece.
He
to be quite honest with you.
Oh, by now he's probably thinking, hey, if you're getting some, I'm getting some.
I wonder if his eye is higher than the other one, so that they're both equal. Like his right eye is higher than...
It would have to be his left eye.
Clearly, they don't meet eye to eye.
Right.
No, it would have to be his right eye.
Yeah, his right eye.
Yeah, if his right eye was high, that way they can gaze into each other's eyes.
Well, what if they're not? What if they're the opposite direction? Now they don't even see each other.
Well, then it would be a...
cock your head.
Yeah, they're fucked up.
And not in a good way.
Now I got to go home and look at pictures. Look at pictures of Shannon Doherty just to see this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can't unsee it. It's like when someone pointed out that Sarah Jessica Parker had that gigantic mole that you wanted to take a big toenail clippers and cut it off of her chin.
Well, that was hard to see.
You'll never unsee it
because she
now.
has that long horse face anyway.
I think she had that removed since
Did
then.
she?
But
Yeah.
What has she had done to her eyes? Because they look like 2 piss holes in a snowbank. I mean, they're so small, and you can't even see any whites anymore. She had
so
to have
she has
some
like a pig's eyes? Like that's what my grandfather used to call
Yeah.
them.
Mole's
little
eyes.
tiny little eyes. Like you see her now with Matthew Broderick, and it's evil looking. She looks like an alien.
Well, you know, before whatever it is she had done to her eyes, before, okay, she's not an attractive woman.
No.
But if you took a
Rockin'
picture
bod.
of her, if you took a picture of her and got on Photoshop, and you know how like you
looks
expand
like a
it,
vegan.
you know how like you like kind of compress it
Yeah.
vertical? If you do that so that the horse face actually gets compressed to a more,
Rounder.
Yeah.
You want a rounder
actually-
face?
Yeah, she doesn't look bad.
Okay. I'll go with that.
So it's all about proportion.
Yeah. I remember that they had she had a movie out recently, and in the movie she co-starred with Christina Hendricks. So they had the red carpet affair and everything.
From Mad Men.
Yeah.
If you don't know who that is.
Oh yeah, she's that
the redhead from Mad Men.
She's like the Vavavoom redhead from she's beautiful.
Oh, I know who
really,
she's talking about.
Really
Yeah.
gorgeous woman.
Yeah,
So they
she's
had the red carpet affair, like in Sarah Jessica.
It's a red carpet.
She gets out and she's like, all the
affair.
cameras. Oh yeah. Well, then the next car pulls up. Here comes Christina Hendricks. I ain't kidding you. Every friggin' camera just went woof, just zeroed right in on her. The hell with Sarah Jessica Parker. She's the star of the movie, but Christina Hendricks, she was really
Very
the
attractive.
big news at the time. Plus,
Sure.
she gets out. She was.
Sure, Sarah Jessica Parker.
But Christina, she was wearing, of course, like a low cut,
She's in a
body
car
dress.
commercial now.
Yeah.
Who?
Christina Henry. I think she's doing a Hyundai commercial.
Yeah, Hyundai.
Where she walks by a bank of all these like Mercedes or BMW.
valets
and, like,
are open.
valets and all, and she gets into a Hyundai, I
Hyundai,
believe it is.
Sure. She could do that.
She's hot.
Okay.
I like her.
Listen to Joe over there. I think
Yeah,
we
yeah.
lost him.
Yeah. Well, you know how I am about.
Joe's owned out.
Look. I'm an
I love
exceedingly
that
shallow
show,
man, and I
Mad
love
Men.
beautiful women.
Did you ever watch it?
I started to, and then I don't know. I lost interest in it, to be quite honest with you. I don't know. There just wasn't a lot going on. And then, I mean, I know it's kind of true to form and stuff like that, but women were stupid back then. The way they
You do realize it's not a documentary.
I
It's
understand.
like it's not like a TV show. I don't think that's
Here's the other thing. I got to tell you, the other thing was the smoking. The smoking grossed me out.
But that's how I remember. That's what was so
I
awesome about it.
understand
And the
that.
drinking and the
drinking and
smoking.
smoking.
The smoking. Everybody's got a cigarette. There's an ashtray everywhere. They're eating and smoking. The smoking. I felt my chest was getting heavy watching the TV show, and I was like, "That's enough. I can't take
That
it."
was very effective.
Yeah, I
It's a
guess.
very nuanced show. It's awesome.
I mean, I tried.
Yeah,
I-
try hard. What'd you get to the first episode?
No, I think I went halfway through. I went through half the first season.
Nah, you got to go further than that.
I'm getting beat on the head for Game of Thrones right now. Everybody, you got to watch it.
I've never-
See, I don't have HBO, so not only did I never see Game of Thrones, I never saw The Sopranos.
Yeah, I never saw it. No, I would never want to watch it. I'm like that. I think that whole Italian.
The
stereotype
Sopranos
thing
was
they
a
do is
cool
just-
thing. Forget about the Italian thing. Just the mafia and the way they
Well,
ran
yeah,
things.
Well, it's kind of hard not to.
Well, I understand that they're Italian, okay, in the show, but if you can put past that,
Yeah, my
like if they were
father-
Polish, I don't think it would bother me. It's like, okay,
Yeah, my
Yeah,
father,
the
he
Polish
hated
mafia,
that.
they all shoot each other by
My
accident.
father hated that show, boy. He used to go on about, they make Italians look like a bunch of gabones. The kids all curse.
but I'm telling you right now, in the 80s in Philadelphia, they had mob wars.
Well,
Duh.
Yeah, no
and
kidding.
every one of them had a vowel at the end of their
But
name.
yeah, but not every Italian's in the mob, and that's the problem. That because Italians, in my opinion, are the only people that are allowed to be besmirched.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Everybody says the same thing. Black people, we're the only ones
No,
allowed
because
to be
you name
Italians.
me
Go
the
ahead.
Italian organization that stands up for Italian rights. There isn't one.
Whose fault's that?
Well, what we do, we just roll our sleeves up and make money, and
Okay,
then
so
people
then-
hate us even more.
No, I'll tell you, because when I was a kid, my father owned an Italian restaurant.
Okay.
As
It
you
was
know,
presumed we were in the
we were
mafia.
pretty- yeah. I mean,
Older,
well,
I
here's
came.
the funny
An
thing.
older kid said to me one time, and probably Joe was there.
Yeah.
Was "Oh, you guys were in the mafia," and I didn't even know what the mafia was. I was
Yeah, I
like
don't
in the
even know what the
second
fuck it
grade.
was.
So I went home and I asked my mom, "Are we in the mafia?" And then, my
Yeah,
mom
yeah.
had a
I
conniption.
was like, yeah. Well, not only that, but when we first started out, my father first started out, we first moved to the town we lived in. Dad bought the house and all that. And I got to hear the jokes. Hey, Giuseppe, making me a pizza, right? But then after a couple of years, Dad started making money and remodeling the house and buying new cars, Well, then all of a sudden their tune changed a little bit. It was like a little bit more like, yeah, where are they getting all that money? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you got us. Okay, we have to be in the friggin' mob. It can't be you couldn't have worked for this.
When the mafia started out, it was started by Italians.
No.
No, in Sicily. Yeah.
And they are?
Well, they're Sicilians.
Which is part of the country.
Now, it was part of France at one time. Yeah. It was a prison.
But basically,
just like Australia is.
I know you're trying to wiggle your way out of this.
Yeah, you're trying to attach it to Italy.
You're trying to attach, see?
It is part of Italy.
It is now.
Yeah.
When did it become part of Italy?
I don't know, sir.
What year?
I don't know. Probably in the 1800s at some point.
So basically,
Sicily
from the 1900s,
part of the
when
Persian
all this
Empire.
I think it might have been part of Spain also.
Part of the Persian Empire. It was kind of like changed hands a lot.
But what I'm saying is, why get so upset about it?
Like there's no Russian mafia? No Russian mob?
There is now,
there's
but
no,
what they
Jewish
did was
mob?
they looked at
Irish
what was
mob?
going on. They looked what was going on. They said, hey, these Italians are onto something. They got it going on.
You know how the Italian mob
They
started?
took an organized crime where they could make money out of it.
Yeah, well,
I don't understand why everybody's upset about it. I think look what they did.
Actually, Meyer Lansky had the
and he was
the
Jewish.
inspiration for that.
Right. But he used the Italian people, and I don't understand why everybody gets so upset about it. It's
because
just history.
it's not, it's history, but it's not something to be proud of.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's something to be proud of.
But see, there's a lot of asshole Italians out there that think it's a great thing.
Yeah, they kind of celebrate it.
I don't know. I'll tell you what, if the life fascinates me, if there's a documentary on it about the mafia or something.
The Godfather and Goodfellas is one of the greatest movies ever made, but it's just like...
If there's a documentary on the Philadelphia mob or the New York mob or anything like that about the history of it, I'm right up front watching it. I can't get enough of it. I love it. I don't think any less of the Italian people because of it. And the same thing with listen, there was you're right. There's Jewish mob, Russia. My God, right now.
The Japanese mob, they cut
Well, you know what? The worst
off
thing the FBI could have done was get rid of the Italian mob because they created a vacuum. And
those Jamaican mob, they're really bad.
At least Italian mobs, they kill within, they kept it within their ranks.
And basically what happened in the beginning, the way that the Italian mafia did so well was that they were handling vice things. They weren't into like the drugs and everything else. They were handling gambling and everything, alcohol and everything that you weren't allowed to do, prostitution and all. They were organizing and they were making money at it. It was a victimless crime. So what was the big deal? But then they got into the drugs, and now we're into a whole different ball game now. And to be honest with you, now you don't hear much about the Italian mob. Now it's more about all South America.
Yeah.
And,
MS-13, that's going to be the big thing for...
Well, they've been a big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they are very prevalent in Lindenwold.
All right, let's end this.
Machete attacks, all that good stuff.
Radio Vegas Rocks. We are on Monday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Pacific. And then Thursdays, we are on at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific. And then also Slings, Flings, and Dinglings, 8 p.m. Wednesday night. Check us out over there. And we are also a member of the Hush Your Face Network. And Rocky's got a new show out. I want to give him a shout out. It's the Hunan Show.
Yeah, he just dropped the second.
He just put the second show out, so give him a listen. Glad to see him back. And let's do some podcast shout-outs and get out of here.
Sure, why not? If you're looking for some other great podcasts to check out, we highly recommend these podcasts. And a lot of these people are good friends of ours, so you should check them out just for that. We got 3 is Comedy with Jason, Bob, and Mindy, part of the Hush Your Face Network. They are on break. They will the next week. So if you were not aware of that, but check them out. They got a 300+ episodes that you can pick from.
Yeah, very good. I love their show, really do. Bad Cop with Dave and Jerry, or Jerry and Dave. One of my favorites. As soon as it comes out, I got to listen to it. And when we did last week, when we did the show, and then I came up with I don't get fucked by goats.
Not gerbils.
I fuck goats and don't take a gerbil up my ass. Please get it right. So I took that clip and I immediately emailed it to Jerry so he didn't have to go looking around.
Save them the trouble.
I saved them the trouble because I care. And that's the nice thing about, like I said, some of these podcasts, they are friends of ours and they root for us like I root for them. And all these people, it's a labor of love. There's a lot of work that goes on into, with this. And we do it because we care. We do it because we want to entertain. And we also do it because we want to be funny. Some of us. If you're a comedy show, you want to be funny. If you're not a comedy show, well, you do it for the love of putting out content. All right, go ahead there, sir.
All righty. Who's Right with Doug and Anthony, part of the Hush Your Face Network.
The Pat and Meller Show with Matt Meller and Viva La Pedros, also part of the Hush Your Face Network.
Bold and Belligerent with Lauren, Josh, Mike, and Luke.
Unwritable Rant with Juliet Miranda.
The Robin Slim Show with Robin Slim and Slambo and Amanda, also part of the Hush Your Face Network.
Ice in the Face with Sarah and Rick.
Horribly Awkward with Sean Fuller, part of the Hush Your Face Network.
He's coming up on his 100th episode.
Yes, he is.
So congratulations to Sean.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to give that a listen.
Horribly Awkward. Didn't I just do that?
I just said that.
I know you just
and you're skipping right over me.
Sorry, go ahead.
Now that I'm older with Shane and Kenny.
Toe on the Trigger with Daniel, Nicole, and Courtney 3000. Now, again, I'm not 100% sure of all the hosts, but I know it's Daniel, and it's usually Courtney 3000. And Daniel stopped in today.
Yeah, he was with us tonight.
He was hanging out with us a little earlier, so we appreciate that. And check out his show.
The last few episodes, he has had both Nicole and Courtney 3000 on.
They're doing the bum wine challenge.
Yeah.
Where they're drinking bum wine.
Yeah, like cheap wine and comparing it to other wines.
I got to tell you, it all tastes like it's been through somebody to me.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
Emily. But you don't like Mad Men either, so.
I don't like Mad Man or wine.
You know why?
I like a very sweet wine. I don't know how that's technical.
If I don't like it, it sucks.
No, I just said I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I'm not saying you shouldn't drink it. I'm not saying that.
Well, that's just social bully. That's not
That's
social bully.
I just don't like
social
I'm not allowed not to like something, you two nimrods. I don't like wine.
Yeah, but as soon as you don't like something, you bust out the soapbox and you start like pontificating. And
It's about podcasting and about podcasting, what podcasters do in podcasting. I don't really, and cell phones. I don't really.
What do you think about Mad Men? It sucks.
I said I couldn't follow it. I never said it sucked. I said it wasn't for me. And I told you
You were just being nice.
It was the smoking that got to me. I was like, my God, all the smoking. I feel like I have a lungful of smoke. I couldn't take it anymore. I stopped watching it.
Okay.
That's all. I'm not saying the show sucked. It's an Emmy Award-winning show. Went on for how many seasons?
8.
Okay. Got to be a good show.
7, but they split the last season in half to make money. So
Okay, so there you go. I never said it was a bad show. Stop putting words in my mouth. I hate cops. I don't like.
You inferred it.
I hate cops.
Well, you're a well-known cop hater.
I am not a well-known cop hater. I'm doing this next one. I don't care what anybody says.
Open up.
The Story Behind with our friend Emily Prokop does a fantastic show. Nice, short, sweet, very entertaining, very informative. A must-listen-to podcast.
And she was with us tonight.
Yes.
Emily's always present.
Yeah.
The Nerd-A-Wells podcast with Eric, Sam, and Chris, part of the Hush Your Face Network.
The Horrible Gamers with Jesus, Ryan, Eric, and Gunny, also part of the Hush Your Face Network.
Epic Film Guys with Nick and Justin.
Everyone has a podcast with Adam and Brian.
The Naked Porch podcast with Ray, Danielle, and Chris.
And the Bro-Rons podcast. Now, here's the thing about the Bro-Rons podcast.
I was going to say that you forgot to put that in here, but you remembered.
I did remember it. Not unlike...
Couldn't remember to push record.
I remember to push record, but the Bro-Rons, I remember. There's a video of him, one of the Bro-Rons, and apparently he's playing a blind guy, and they keep moving the camera, and he keeps like walking. I don't know how to explain it. It's funny.
Well, it's on YouTube.
It's on the inner tubes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. If I can find it again, I will put the link in the show notes.
Yeah, check that out.
Check it out.
Check it out.
All right, everybody. Well, we appreciate you hanging in here with us. Hope you were enjoyed, entertained.
Okay.
Hope we made you think a little bit, chuckle a little bit, even cringe a little bit. That's what we're here for.
Thanks for those who joined us tonight, like Brian, Daniel, briefly, and Emily, and
Jason Marshall.
Jason.
He has a podcast out. It's called something Cookies. Damn it, I can't think of my stupid brain.
Stupid brain. Sounds like Homer. Stupid
Something
brain.
Cookies. What is the name of that podcast? I don't get cookies.
Tossing cookies?
Not tossing cookies. I don't have cookies. I'm sorry, Jason. I can't think of the name of the damn podcast. I can see the logo. I can't think of the name. Yeah, I know. That's what happened.
That was a visual joke.
I know. Deuce is like trying to.
You can only see that on Facebook.
Can only see it on Facebook, yeah. All right, and thanks for the people hanging out on Facebook. You make it a pleasurable experience for us that way on to listen to these two numbnuts. I get a chance to interact with people, and we'll come back next week. with another episode of the Brand X Podcast.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good one.
Will you shut the fuck up so I can end the recording?
That's it. We're just getting into it.